The Tudor Black Bay 58 is perhaps my favorite watch in my collection, to the point where I have 3 of them. When this Black Bay 58 925 was first introduced in 2021, I was super excited about it. But there is one major point about this watch that I wanted to make all potential buyers to be aware of before you hand your credit card over to your AD. Be sure to stay to the end of the video so you don't miss out on this tip. Let's start with the positives. One thing that makes this Black Bay 58 so special is the fact that it is made out of silver. I have handled many watches that are made out of stainless steel, gold, bronze, or even platinum, but I can't recall any modern watches that are made out of silver. Whether you like it or not, it is hard to deny that Tudor is trying something new by making quite a bold move with this release. It just happened that I like the direction that Tudor is taking here. And for those who like the idea of owning a precious metal watch but isn't quite ready to jump onto the full gold watches yet, you could still experience precious metal without dropping a house deposit on this Black Bay 58 925. I think Tudor has done quite well to capture this group of potential buyers. I also really like that there is now an open case back on this Black Bay 58. I know this is not the first time Tudor makes a display case back, but this is the first for the 58 lineup. If I have the choice, I would always want my watches to have an open case back so I can admire the movement. In fact, this is one of the reasons why I love my Speedmaster Professional so much. The Speedy is even more fun to look at because it doesn't have a rotor, so I can appreciate the movement without anything in the way. Anyway, back to the silver Black Bay 58. Since Tudor only offers display case back for the precious metal models, like the gold version and this silver model, one could argue that Tudor only offers this feature as a way to cut costs. But if you ask me if I prefer to have more precious metal, or have the ability to look at the movement, I think I will choose the latter. You will also notice the case finish of the 925 is different to the steel models. The black and the blue stainless steel Black Bay 58 features both brush and polish finishes on the case, whereas the silver Black Bay 58 is fully brush finish. I really like the look of the brush finish on this 925. Silver is already quite a shiny metal thanks to its strong ability to reflect light. Had the case of the silver 58 been polished too, it might just be too loud for me. I think Tudor made a very good decision here by choosing a fully brush finish on this 925, as it complements the silver really well. I also really like the color scheme of the Black Bay 58 925. Even though grey is not really my type of color for a watch, I can still appreciate the choice Tudor made here. When you see so many dials in black, blue, green, or white, it is easy to like them because we are so used to seeing these so-called normal colors on a dive watch. But I think it can get boring sometimes when you see the same dial color over and over again. This Black Bay 58 925 has a light grey dial to match a grey bezel. I think this is refreshing, and it is quite an unique color choice by Tudor, as I just haven't seen many watches using grey. And for that, I'll give Tudor a like. Now, let's move on to my main concern on this silver Black Bay 58, and that is the possibility that the silver may tarnish over time. What is even more worrying is that a brand new Black Bay 58 925 might have already started the tarnishing process at the AD before you bring it back home. This is the main reason why I wanted to make this video, and that is to flag to any potential buyers that a brand new 925 from an AD might not be in brand new conditions. Let me explain. I have handled many Black Bay 58 925 multiple times at different ADs, and unfortunately, some of the watches sitting at the display case have already shown signs of tarnish. The one that I have here is a very good example. It looks good at first glance, but upon close inspection, you can see there are some brown marks at the lugs. I'm not sure if my camera can pick it up, but the back of the buckle also shows signs of tarnish. Bear in mind, this is a brand new watch from an AD, and not a pre-owned piece. I am really disappointed at my findings, as I would expect the watch to be perfect. If you are considering to pick up a Black Bay 58 925, I would highly recommend you to take your time to inspect the watch fully, to make sure that it is in perfect conditions before paying for it. If you are interested in learning more about the Black Bay 58, I have already covered the steel and the bronze models extensively on my other videos. I'll leave some links in the description box down below. And if you like my content, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can stay updated on my latest videos. The other thing I don't like so much about the silver Black Bay 58 is the fact that it doesn't come with a metal bracelet. Tudor only offers this watch in a fabric strap or a leather strap. For a dive watch, having a metal bracelet is a must for me, and I think a lot of us would also like to see a full metal bracelet on this Black Bay 58 925. In fact, I heard quite a few cases where people decided not to get this silver 58 because it doesn't come with a bracelet. Let's say I put aside my strong subjective preference on having a metal bracelet and purely look at the fabric strap and the leather strap from a consumer standpoint. I am still very disappointed by the two options. Let me explain. Let's start with the fabric strap. I mean, it is very well made. I like the design, and it is probably the best fabric strap I've ever experienced. But there are two major flaws. First, Tudor only offers one design language, a single line running through the middle of the strap. I happen to like it, but some people may prefer a plain design, and this pattern may put them off. The other downside is that it only comes in one size, and it tends to fit below average wrist sizes better. If you have a bigger wrist, this strap might be too small for you, forcing you to choose the leather strap option. As for the leather strap, I don't really have a problem with the strap itself, but I don't like how it integrates with the case. Because of where the lug holes are positioned, the end of the strap sits quite far away from the dial, and it creates quite a big gap. There is an easy fix Tudor can make though, and that is to drill the lug holes at a position that is closer to the dial, and to use a curved spring bar for the leather strap, but I guess I might be asking too much. Another thing that I don't like so much about the silver Black Bay 58 is that the movement isn't very well decorated. I mean, if I ask you to name a brand that has an open case back plus an industrial looking movement, what would you say? I would say Seiko, and Seiko does not compete at the same price point as Tudor, so I think Tudor could have done a better job on this. I do like the Black Bay 58 925, but there are just too many negative points for me to add the watch to my collection. If you are interested in knowing the size of my collection, my favorite Black Bay 58 and more, I have covered them in my latest Q&A video, so you can check it out. And if I put you off from buying the Black Bay 58 925, you should consider the Black Bay 36 and check out this video where I discuss the Black Bay 36 in detail. Cheers!